What's up, YouTube? Just want to give my 2 cents on, Roy Jones versus Enzo Macrinelli. Primarily just Roy Jones. Roy Jones got knocked out by Enzo Macrinelli. A lot of articles came out not only about the knockout. I'm post a link up and below of the fight. If the link is still up. And then maybe a article about Roy Jones saying he's gonna still fight on. And then another article about like self abuse or self harm. Turns out like men are more likely to harm themselves than women. So a lot of people think of it as like cutting yourself or something like that. But anyway, it can be anything, man. It could be like obesity. People are like eating too much, maybe like abusing themselves, or like maybe like working out to the extreme. A lot of people have died, doing that, trying to get that, perfect body or something like that. And to me, Roy Jones is like crying out for help. I think so. Him continuing his career is a cry out for help. I think I think him being in the ring is a self-destructive habit. Like maybe he has a lot of stressors, in his life, and him being in the ring and him put on the show, being in the center of attention is his um, stress reliever. You know, so a lot of people have self-destructive habits. Maybe like tobacco, alcohol, drugs, where they abuse it. So they're like, oh, I'm just gonna use this to relax, but at the same time, they destroying themselves. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy stress reliever. Like if someone was to maybe take a walk around the park, occasional walk around the park, or maybe spend maybe a little time, reading or playing a video game or something like that, or maybe just hitting a heavy bag. But yeah, man, I don't know why he wants to return to the ring. He says he's gonna bring Russian boxing like back to glory. Um, he has plans to open up some gyms. He can do that now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he can do inside the ring as far as his boxing career is concerned. That's going to bring Russia any more prominence. And then not only that, he's not physically able, he's not physically capable or able to do that, in my opinion. I mean, he won some belt, the African belt, the WBF, the sanctioned bodies. I think they're based in like South Africa. He won that, the WBF, World Boxing Federation belt. It's a small trinket, but that should have been enough. But I mean, he had a little winning streak going on and whatnot. If he had beaten Enzo Macrinelli, yeah, it would have been kudos to him. But Enzo Macrinelli himself is a fringe contender. He's not a world beater. So, I mean, at the end of the day, hopefully, like nobody sanctions his fight. Um, Man, I wish him the best, but I wish him the best. I hope he makes the best decision for his health, for himself, and maybe gets what they ought to do. They had to have some of these guys be screened, psychologically. Maybe have like a sports psychologist, speak to some of these guys or some kind of psychologist to get in the head and really analyze like why they're fighting. Look, it's like some of the Cuban fighters. Man, I don't mean to rant on about this, but anyway, it's like some of the Cuban fighters. They get over here in the United States of America, um, and they lose their motivation. They get in the ring, um, they have a few fights, get a little bit of money, and all along, the real motivation wasn't even the box. It was just to get out, man. It was just a way out. Boxing was just a way out for him, you know. And they get out, man. They get out. They lose their discipline, and they lose the drive and the motivation, because the drive and the motivation wasn't really necessarily boxing. It was just opportunity or avenue for them to get out of Cuba. You know what I'm saying? To defect, maybe like a plane ticket somewhere. You know, so maybe that was the motivation. But Roy Jones, his motivation, I think it's a false motivation. I think he's probably a little bit delusional, and to me, there's a good chance that he's trying to. He's just hurting himself, man. I think he's maybe purposely just really trying to hurt himself, and maybe it's got to be something psychological, man. Maybe something in the subconscious, and I mean, geez Louise. I mean, he's not rekindling his relationship with his father or anything like that. His father used to train him. So why are you in there? So let me know what you think, man. Is Roy Jones, crying out for help? Is he trying to hurt himself? I think I'm gonna post an article about that. Some of the habits, people do to hurt themselves and stuff like that. And I don't want to go on anymore, but think of some of the options that he does have. Some of the reasons why he can step away from the ring right now. Um, I mean, he's employed, as a commentator. He has a gym in Pensacola, Florida. He just got his Russian citizenship. He's well known there. He's treated well there. He's trying to start a business there. He's mentoring some of the top fighters coming out of there. But as far as him being in the ring, let me know what y'all think. Should he still fight on? Does anybody really want to see him get beaten out or hurt, stomped out and washed up, and not have all his faculties together? Yeah. All right, man. Let me know what y'all think. All right, bye.